dragging. I don't know what's happening here, man. This is like, I think I'm gonna have to get another computer. It's just like getting ridiculous. Ah. I can't switch between screens with you. Face bizzle. My shit's sticky already, man. Yo, let the fuck my video up already, y'all. It's fucked up already. Alright, we're just gonna do the best that we can what we got for right now. Alright. So there's this scripture, Twitter, that you guys is watching, hopefully. This page is before you get into your New Testament. Malachi, right? There's another elephant in a room. This page. For some reason, people skip this page. Now, here's just telling you what's going to happen to you before Revelations. This is going to happen to you before all that shit. And this is going to happen to you before they called you Christian. This was the backbreaker right here. The deal breaker. That page. That page. What does this page here have to do with chapter 5 in the book of Joshua? Where's the connection? What is the message? This is what he's saying. This is going to confirm the book of Joshua. This is going to confirm the prophecies. And it's going to confirm what's going on today. It's going to confirm what we've been sharing with you for the longest. Man, that was good, man. Cinnamon Pop-Tart. Ice cold milk. No, I don't drink a lot of it. Actually, I let it spoil before I drink it off. Probably a half a dip. Anywho, let's get into this. Yeah, I like to draw some stuff all the time. Yes, I do. I ain't gonna hold you on that. I'm guilty of that. I like to draw some shit out. I can get this thing off the screen. Alright. This is before you get to meet Jesus. This is before you get to meet Magical Mary. This is before you become this is before you decide to become a Hebrew Israelite. This is before you decided to become black and African American. And these was the instructions and the woman coming into a new consciousness. Alright? Coming into a new consciousness. This is what's supposed to happen. Coming into a new consciousness. He said this. But unto you that fear my name. Alright? Yah. Shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. Okay? And ye or you. And it said children of Israel. And it said none of that. It says, but unto you that fear my name. To you that fear my name. To you that fear my name. Shall the Son of Righteousness. S-U-N. Not S-O-N of righteousness. S-U-N. With healing in his wings. And you shall go forth. And grow up as calves of the stall. Alright? Try this now. Now, when you look at this word next, this is Malachi chapter 4, verse chapter 4, verse 3. Alright? Verse 3 says, and you, not Jesus, not Muhammad, not Farrakhan, not Jesse Jackson, not your fashion show, not your good looks, not your ego. But it said, those that fear my name, the Son of Righteousness will come on you. He will heal you. And after that, you will drive down wickedness. You see the process? Do any of you feel that process? Do you get the picture? Do you get the picture? Before you get the Most High warned all of you black Hebrew Israelite folks. My thing's froze. Oh my gosh. And it's in my pay. And it's in my vision too. It froze my shit. I don't know why. Somebody froze my computer. Well, Twitter, I can't read it. They done froze my computer, man. Y'all see it, right? I don't know if you can see it, but my shit didn't get froze. I don't know who this is. Who that is, man. They just came in and froze my shit. Alright. Now, who are we? So here is the thing. Here's the warning prior to going. I didn't touch shit. Why did I do that? Anyway, those who fear my name, okay, shall the Son of Righteousness, not your religion, nothing else, not Jesus, the Son of Righteousness, S-U-N, arise with healing in his wings, and you shall go forth. It didn't say nothing about Jesus going forth for you. It didn't say anything about anybody doing anything for you. So-called black man and black woman. And it promised that one of the gifts was what? You would grow up as calves of a star. Meaning you would jump out and say, yes, I'm no longer delusioned. You would say, yes, I'm not blind anymore. You would jump up for joy and you would be glad to help your fellow brother out, or your fellow woman out, or your fellow man out. You would be glad to be a servant. Why? Because righteousness have brought healing in its wings and made you grow up. Righteousness made you grow up. Not Jesus. It told you before Jesus even fucking came on the scene. It told you before Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad. It told you before Jesus, Zeus, doo-doo-doo-doo. It told you all that. It told you before Rome did anything prior to Jacob and Joseph and Mary going to Bethlehem. This is the door. What was going on right now? This is the big emptiness in the story, brothers and sisters. This is the big emptiness in the story when people talk about I'm strictly about the Bible, but you can't you can't understand the Bible if you haven't got the book of Jasher and the book of Jubilees and the rest of the books and sat down and sought the Most High with all your what? Mind, your heart, your strength, and your understanding. And so, because you didn't do that, you don't fit the mold. You're not welcome. Alright? You're not welcome. For you Torah only, New Testament only, or Bible only, or Quran only, or 7 circles only, and your Egypt only principles, the Son of Righteousness will not be on your wings. Will not be with you. And you haven't trodden down nobody wicked. The last trodden down you did from somebody wicked is when the Tuskegee Airmen wanted to blend with the pale skin, and after he got done, gave him syphilis like a dog that he was to him. Syphilis, a dog disease, or syphilis. But it says this, 2 things. Fear my name, and you will have the Son of Righteousness and healing and his healings. 2, remember the law of Moses. And my statutes and judgments. The judgments is the things that happen to a nigga for not listening to his statutes. The judgments is what happened to a motherfucker when they didn't respect his name. So, remember them judgments too. Because as the days of Noah, right? And that's going to tie into that because we're going to go backwards to confirm the future. Past, present, Future tense. Thank you, Iman. So now, the present tense is Christianity, Islam, and all these other religions that y'all supposed to quote unquote give to Abraham, which is slanderous. You're gonna pay for that one, pimpins. So now, behold, he said two things I'm gonna do before you get into Jesus. Two things I'm gonna do to you before you get into Muhammad. Two things I'm gonna do to you when you pick up Judaism. There's some things I'm gonna do to you. Here's some things I'm gonna do to you. One, if you fear my name, you get righteousness. Two, remove the laws and statutes and commandments, statutes and judgments of Moses. Let's get back over here. People missed that book, Twitter. Here's the warning. Here is the warning. Here is the warning for that generation. And it's the same warning for today. And it's been 2,000 years of the false Messiah. Since the birth of this witchcraft called Jesus. Christianity. I don't know why this is in my fucking way. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous, man. This is fucking ridiculous. Anyway. And it only happens when I'm making videos like this. It only happens when I'm making videos like this. That's when I make videos any other way, but when it's getting down to the spiritual core of this, something happens with my shit, man. And what I believe what he's trying to do is distract me. Alright. So, you know what? I'm not going to press no more buttons. I'm going to keep it just like this. Alright? Keep it just like this. Behold, I will send you Elijah. You block my screen. I will send you Elijah, why do you keep doing that? Behold, comma, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. I see what's going on here. Windows on my computer do not like the fact that I got, yeah, my shit's crashing. They literally just crashed my whole fucking shit, man. This is ridiculous. You know what? That's why we keep it with this. Read it on my motherfucking phone. Fuck 'em. Alright, we here with you guys. Fuck it. Alright. Only went over 22 minutes. I think I don't know what's going on. I know like the thing that froze. I doubt if I'm even recording. Oh, this is weird, man. This is really weird. And this is one of the reasons why we haven't went hard on Facebook and these programs and stuff. As I said, the reason why we haven't gone hard on heavily invested in new apps and shit like that for this. Cause this shit is some bullshit, man. Like when you drop that sound, when you drop in science and true knowledge on these things, for some reason, I don't know about you, but me, I've always had a history of them fucking shit up. You know what I mean? It's always been an issue. It's always been an issue. So let me find that Malachi. Yeah. Damn, I hit the Bible on my phone. It's not even on here. Okay. Chapter 4 in Malachi.
According to web.mit.edu, Bible Gateway Malachi Chapter 4, Niv. Surely the day is coming, it will burn like a furnace. All the arrogant and every evildoer will be stubble, and that day that is coming will set them on fire, says the Lord Almighty.
Okay. Let's get down to that part I would get to. Okay, 5, right? It says, I was sent Elijah, right? Elijah the prophet. What's just going on here? See, we can make a headway here. Let's try this one more time. Let's try this one more time. So Ash got pissed. Oh my gosh, this is getting ridiculous. Alright, maybe I'm impatient with bullshit. It's gonna take that fucking long. Alright, I'm trying to get this book up for you guys. And shit's just sorry for the dead air time, Twitter. I know we don't. I don't like the dead air time. It's like a waste of time. Actually, it's literally a waste of time. So we're gonna try to find. Let's see this. What do Elijah's name mean in Hebrew? What the hell? What does Elijah's name mean in Hebrew? Oh my God. What do
Elijah's
Elijah?
name in Hebrew is
השם הגדול ביותר.
I don't want to say that dumbass.
I did not quite catch that. Can you please repeat?
What do Elijah mean in Hebrew?
Elijah in Hebrew is
אליהו.
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you none of that shit. I just said the fuck it mean. I don't know how you say it. Alright. Okay, so according to this translation, which of these components are combined in the name means my God is Yah or my God is breath? But as the word El means power, authority means to have breath. We can see that meaning my authority is the one who has breath. So, if we go back to Malachi, all right, we're going to read Malachi again. All right. Check this out. This is very powerful, man. This is very, very powerful. All right, very, very powerful. I need you to check this out. The arrogant and the evildoer will be stubble. Okay, if you're arrogant and you're wicked, you will get burnt. Period. We're gonna go fuck who you is, where you come from, what you thinking about. You're gonna get burnt. It's great. Anyway, you're gonna get burnt. It says that but for you who revere my name, right? You who follow the laws of Moses, I will send the prophet Elijah to you before that great day, great day, great day. He says, what will I be bringing the great day? He says what? My God is breath. Hold on. Breath. I will send my breath. Because in Prophet Joel, he says what? I will pour out my breath on all flesh. I will pour out my breath in those last days. Before my great day. So it means that my breath, my spirit of life will come, and those who hear my words or hear my breath. But here's the kicker too. He will turn the hearts of the parents to their children, and the hearts of the children to their parents, or else I will come and strike the land with total destruction. So your breath of life should be getting man and son together. That's the message of the Bible today, brothers and sisters. Fuck what you heard, fuck what they said, and fuck what they preaching. You heard? That's the code for the day. We broke the code for the day. Fuck what you heard and fuck what they saying and preaching. Your breath from this day forth, you six, Voodoo Queen, Jay, Bad Guy, is to learn the laws and statutes and judgment of God, and let your breath bring son and father back together. To bring you back together. To bring you back together. Because father and son, it's fucked up. They're fucked up. They're fucked up. I'm typing this shit real quick for somebody. That's the message in the bottle. I'll put it in front of the screen for you. bitch. What the hell? What's going on here? Like, why is nothing? My fucking keys don't work. Oh, this is bullshit, man. I'm looking at my other computer and shit is not working. Like, what the fuck is this about? So, before that great terrible day of Elijah, you better be bringing the Father and the Son together. How we know? Because the breath of Yah, alright, the breath of Yah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to clip this real quick. Copy this. Was something else I was missing. Something else was missing. See if I can get it this way. Trying to find Malachi, so I got quiet for a minute. So I'm trying to find the scripture. Here we go, I got it. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now, back to where we was at. And it says this, behold, I will send you Elijah. Let me short this down real quick. Now, because I want to make note of this thing here. That's not what I'm looking for. Shit, that ain't gonna work. I don't know why not, but alright, let's go ahead and copy. Copy. Shit. Let's see, control, snip. Alright, sorry for the dead air. What I'm trying to do is okay, press Windows logo, Shift S. Okay. Windows logo, Shift S. Okay, here we go. Alright. Alright, now I get the name, I get the meaning of his name. So here it goes again, before we end this up with you, Twitter. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet. What does Elijah mean? Elijah means the name of God, the root Yah, as well as Yah or Yahoo, is literally meaning to breathe. Alright? I will send my breath. I will send what? Literally meaning to breathe. To the ancient Hebrews, only which can perceive throughout the senses, sight, feeling, hearing, smell, or taste, is believed to exist. This is why the ancients usually erected statues of a god. When Moses asked God, who should I tell that he sent me? God said, tell them, Aya Asher Aya has sent you. While this phrase commonly translated as I am who I am, is better understood as I breathe, I have breathed. In the Hebrew mind, that which exists has breath. This can be a god, man, animal, or even a mountain. The breath, often translated spirit, is the character of an individual or object. God may not be seen, but he is breath and does exist. Which of these components are combined, the name means my God is Yah, or breath. My God is spirit. But as the word El means power and authority, means to have breath. We have seen the meaning. My authority is the one who has breath, or spirit life. Alright? So, who is the anointed ones? Because he said ye, mean you, not they. I mean, not him. So, we look at this word ye. Alright. Search that. What do the word ye mean? Oh, hell no. They didn't bring up Kanye West. This is some bullshit. No. Here we go. Alright. Folks, I was about to have a baby. I ain't gonna hold you. I was about to have a baby. Ye, pronoun, save word. You, since one, used originally only as a plural noun of the second person in the subjective case, and now used especially in any classical or literary language in the various English dialects. Definition of ye. Ye old gift shop. The old gift shop. The. So, what is this? And thee, or you, shall tread down the wicked. Not thee, but they shall be ashes. Not thee, but they shall be ashes. Not thee, or ye, but they shall be ashes. And for you not to be ashes, you better have the law of Moses with the statutes and judgments. And I will send you Elijah the prophet, who is this Elijah spirit? Who is this Elijah spirit? Because the Elijah Muhammad, the Islam, did not breathe life to the black man and black woman, because you killed Malcolm. Now, granted, Elijah Muhammad, when Malcolm X exploited him doing his manly duty as having children and teaching his children about Yahweh, but yet still the Ten Commandments wasn't in there. It was the Nation of Islam's commandments that was in there. It was the Nation of Islam's commandments that was in there. One of Yahweh's commandments was the Nation of Islam's commandments. That's what happens. We have a bunch of black Islamists running them up. Now, I'm not saying anything bad or good. At least I'm not selling dope, but selling dope is no better than selling false hope. Matter of fact, at least when you're selling dope, they know what they're getting. Selling false hope, it's not cool. So let's get out of that right there. So we got the meaning, and we got the definition. The definition of Noah, not Noah, Elijah. If Elijah means breath, Yah's breath. And before you became a Christian, before you became a black Jew, before all this stuff, you knew nothing about this at all. You didn't. You had no clue. And so we start picking up Baptist, big Protestant, and we start naming people, what, pastor such and such, master teacher such and such. All this accolades and pompousness and all this, they call that pecan mentality. No, not pecan, peacock mentality. And if you look at the word peacock, and you say, okay, why would you get mad if somebody call you a cocksucker if you're strutting around here like a peacock? Cocksucker, peacock, pea, suck peas through straws, peacock, pea sucker. Anyway, we go put this back. We got something to drink. Marinate on that for a hot second. I'll be right back. Now, getting this picture before you open up this door to Jesus. You got to get this picture, or it's not going to make sense. It's just not going to make sense at all if you don't eternalize this awakening. Before you go open this door to the word of Jesus or the word of Christianity of any sort, we mean this ambiguously. I mean, you can go big as hard, big as you want with this. Pick any religion. Matter of fact, pick all religions on the planet. Every tradition, ritual, just take all that shit with you. Just take it with you. And then you get to this door, and it says, look, before this great, terrible day, nigga, before this great, terrible day, nigga, I'm noticing some shit. Alright? I'm noticing some shit, niggas and niggas, that mother and daughter is not getting along, and father and son is not getting along. And you keep using my name in vain. You keep talking about you blessed and insanely sanctified, and you keep associating people with me. I am God by my motherfucking self, nigga. I don't need no extra nigga doing nothing. I don't need no fucking help. But this is what I'm gonna do for you, ignorant ass motherfuckers. Because I know you hard of hearing shit. I know you hard of caring too. So I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna put this in your own hands. Alright, let's put this in your own hands. Probably saying, right? The most High is saying this, let's put this in your own hands. I'm going to send the spirit of Elijah on you motherfuckers. Alright? I'm going to send you some real fly shit called Elijah. And his name means, my God is breath, my God is spirit. Alright? Now, prior to him, those of you who have respect for my name, respect me, and have an honest, righteous fear for me, you're going to trample over all these wicked niggas, first of all. Alright, you're going to trample over all these wicked niggas. Alright, those who respect my name is Yah, the breath of spirit. You're going to trample all wickedness. You're going to have the sun, like the sun shines on the earth, the sun of righteousness is going to shine on you. That's why they say, why you glowing? You say, because I get the suntan. That's what I said, when you shine, I get a suntan. That's where that comes from. So the sun of righteousness is going to shine on you. Bam, you're going to wear that thing rightfully. Right? And you're going to trample on the wicked. Right? That's what you're going to do. I'm telling you, you can do this right now. You ain't get away from nobody come out the sky. No nigga come up on the earth. You do this shit right now. This is how. He said, my laws, my statutes, and remember my judgments on these niggas. And on their ancestors, and on their grandfathers, and all this other shit, that all them curses they knew not then, they definitely ain't gonna know about these ones now. So you get that formula. But now, unless you have total breath of me, unless you use your breath, unless you use your life to talk about the Most High Yah Allah, I'm going to burn you the fuck up, nigga. I'm burning all you bitches up. I'm burning all you motherfuckers. There will be no remember of none of you motherfuckers. I'm burning it up. I flooded it. I hit the wind. I dropped rocks. I dropped shit all on you motherfuckers. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the lava of the birth of the earth. I'm going to push that lava up to the earth. And I'm going to collapse the fire from below and smash you both ways. There's nowhere you can go. Fire from above, fire from below, done. Pure. That's done. That's done. It's done. Fire from below, fire from above, done. See, because you didn't learn from the water from below and from the water above. They'll say, oh, that's just water. Now, anything about the wind from above and the wind from below, oh, that's just the wind. You didn't think about the rocks from above, hitting the rocks under your feet. You say, oh, that ain't shit. Well, guess what, niggas? We got some new shit. It's called burn your asses up. The lava from the earth is gonna get you, and the hot sun from the top gonna get you. And the earth itself is gonna turn to motherfucking hot rocks. So ain't nobody gonna stand. So all your paradise is no more. And you'll be stuck here, niggas. Till the destroyer will come, and you and your hell and your paradise will be thrown into the lake of fire. Nigga. Into the lake of fire? I'm going into the lake? It's already on fire now. You gonna send me to a lake that's hotter and worse than this fire? Oh man, I got the picture. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, man. Hey, I don't know about you, man. I don't know about you, man. I don't know about you, man. That's hot, baby. That's hot. No good to drink. That's hot, Twitter. That's hot. The Most High says this. Alright? The Most High say this, bro. The Most High say this. He said, look. If you don't use Elijah, the spirit of Elijah, meaning breath, Yah, to bring the fathers and the sons together, lest the great day of judgment I come and set you on fire. He already told you he gonna see you the slave in the captivity. He went to Egypt. You fucked up there, and he said, I'm gonna send you in captivity again, and hear you in Americas in captivity. Woo. Now I'm gonna send all you on fire, man. He said, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna turn on my other computer and read this, which I did before. And see, this is the beautiful about loving scholarly shit. Because you get to travel around the world, you get to travel spiritually and mentally around the world. And then I'm going to have to sit y'all up here like we used to. Get you up here like we used to. There you go. Boom. Get you up like we used to. Alright, y'all can't see that screen right here. But that's neither here nor there. Y'all can hear, y'all can listen. You put this in here real quick. Password. Explore what's new in your, what is new in my Chromebook? What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh, my shit glitched. Why it glitched? Well, folks, I got a lot of processes going on here. Okay, here we go. Alright, it's coming up. Alright, that's cool. What the fuck is this? Okay. I'm gonna try to read something to y'all real quick. Alright. The origin and nature of thoughts of justice. No, I'm not gonna get into that one. I don't know why that keeps doing that. I really don't know why. Something's messing with my shit. Cause it's the same thing they did with my tablet too. So, folks, y'all see some funny shit going on. I don't know if you see the tablet right here. I want to read something to you real quick, and then we'll go ahead and alright, here we go. I'll try to read something to you real quick. If I can find the actual page. Okay. This is a glitchy day. Like, what the hell? Alright. First, we give you the connotation of what these particular scholars in this book called WHERETHE calls God. And these are the same people, family, these are the same people who typology your books. These are the same people who typology your books. Let me say it again. These are the same people who typology in your books. And so even in this as well, you're going to find some things in here that you're going to need to use allegory or use your spiritual mind. I'm sure with all my glasses. Alright, anyway. Let's get to it. To God. Chapter 2 to God. Alright. Evolving mortal creatures experience an irresistible urge to symbolize their finite concepts of God. Man's consciousness of mortal duty and his spiritual idealism represents a value level, an experimental reality, which is difficult of symbolization. Alright, 2. Cosmic consciousness implies the recognition of a first cause, the one and only uncaused reality. Yah, the breath, or Elijah. Alright? the breath of Yah. Alright? We'll call it, when they say God, we'll say Elijah, the breath of God. The universal Father functions on the three deity personality levels of sub-infinite value and relative divinity expressions. Now, this is the magic in their philosophy. This is the magic in their tradition. I don't know why my screen keep doing that dumbass shit. Let me try this. Let me try something. What is this? Get rid of that. What's this? Get rid of that. Alright, we'll just blow this up. There. There we go. We'll just keep that like that. Alright. So let's put the screen. Let's see. Let's go from tilt. I will read something to you from this called WHERETHE. You can get a free PDF on Kindle. It's, oh shit. Now what just happened? Alright. Now, what I'm about to read to you, this is not a aha, I knew there was a Holy Trinity. No, that's not what this is. This is not a aha, I told you that there was three persons. No, no, no. Don't get your, what's up, Louis? What's up, I say? Happy hustle. Don't get your ahas in. Because we haven't got to the book of Jasher and how all this shit got started. Because the technical difficulties, it pushed us into this. Alright. Pre-personal. What is that? Alright, so you know that's some crazy shit. A pre-personal on the breath of God. Alright, but for the sake of what they're putting together on how they control the mind and the masses, we say this. As in the ministry of the Father fragments, such as the thought adjusters. So, right there in the pre-personal, meaning the individualism, right? There is a ministry in the personalism, in my personal thought of the Father. But then there's a word here that says the Father fragments now. Now I done broke God into pieces. Such as the thought adjusters. So now that the Father's been broken in pieces, now everybody got a piece. Now it's what? Thought adjusted. I.e. the Tower of Babel. What? Fragmented, broken in pieces. What? Thought adjusters. So now this thought's been adjusted. Personal now. As in the evolutionary experience of created and procreated beings. So now we've evolutionary Jesus, we've created and procreated an ideology from a fragmented thought of what the spiritual Father is. Now we get to a super personal, as in the eventuated existences of the certain abstinent and associated beings. So now the abstinent means that it is set, it is absolute and associated to a personification of it now. Because we started about pre-personal, personal, now super personal. Now we're associated with this type of lifestyle, which is what it started out as personal, a ministry of Father fragments, i.e. Pater, P-A-T-E-R, or in English, P-E-T-E-R, meaning the Father of the Church. Fragments, and such as the thoughts adjusters. Alright, this is chapter 2 in the book of WHERETHE. Alright, so this is how we are going to attack the wicked and how they disregarded Elijah and the spirit of Elijah to this very day. And even after Joel told them about the outpouring of the Spirit, they took Elijah's testimony and Joel's testimony and put it in the New Testament. And what they did, they fragmented God. God is a word symbol designating all personalizations of deity. God is a word symbol. Okay? Hear what it says. God is a word symbol. So you know me, right? Get to find out, what does that mean? What does that symbol mean? Let's minimize that. God's symbol. Oh, I know that's off Facebook there. What do symbol means? Something that stands for something else. So God, hold on, pull this up. Let me see what it says. The word God is a symbol. What is a symbol? Let's go back to that again. Something that stands for something else. The emblem of the eagle is a symbol of what? The United States. So God, when you say God, that is a symbol of what? That's a symbol of what? What is your God? We know our God through the spirit of Elijah is breath and spirit. We know our God through the spirit of Isaiah, through the spirit of Hosea. Through these people, this spirit is true. It's factual, it's righteous, and it's beautiful, merciful, and thirst quenching. If you're not going to tell the children how to get back to their fathers, if you're not going to tell the fathers how to get back to their sons, if you're not going to bring the mother back to the daughter back to the mother, then you are going to burn. You thought I was not believing in Jesus or this and that. No. It's when Jesus comes to separate you from your family and Elijah comes to bring you together, that's a problem. That's a problem. When Elijah comes and say, hey, come on, man. Jacob, Esau, what's up? Isaac and Ishmael, what's up? Judah and Joseph, what's up? The 2 tribes and the 10 tribes, what's up? Ishmael and Israel, there's going to be our new names, what's up? Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all want to cherry pick camps and bounce back and forth and have fashion dances and little kitty arguments about the same shit that's been told not to do over and over and over and over again. And now everybody wants their own following for being told that to do the same shit over and over again. That ain't nothing new. Damn, do you go again, Imam, in my head again? Tell us something new. What is new going on? What is Allah doing new? Allah is always got something new going on, and He tells His prophets and His messengers. So since I'm telling what I'm telling you is really nothing new right now. But it is new because y'all chooses not to bring all fathers and sons together, all daughters and mothers together, under that last page of Prophet Malachi. Before that great terrible day come, and what happened? He destroyed Jerusalem. The Romans took over Jerusalem. we move again. What happened? The English get us. Mixed with the Russians, mixed with the Greeks and the Romans and the Persians and the fallen ones. And it's just a pattern. And just thinking about it makes me fucking tired already. I'm ready to just press the button already because this is my brain getting these pictures. I'm like, damn, it's not again. Not this shit again. Talking about a relapse. Talk about some dope fiend shit. Fam. Talk about some dope fiend shit. Talk about some dope fiend shit. Israel, the black man, the black woman. Not just Israel, just the black man, the black woman. That's why they keep giving you drugs. Because you on this, I hate God high so much that you can't see the fucking tree despite the forest. And it hasn't dawned on you that you're the only civilization on the planet where the father kicks his son out at 13 years old and the mother kicks the daughter out at 15. You're the only race on the planet that really does that. Others, they'll marry them off at 13 and 12 before they kick them the fuck out. At least they know the motherfucker will groom their son or their daughter into being something half-ass decent. But no, the black man and black woman, they toss their children out on the streets. And then go run and collect welfare. When welfare was for the children themselves. And then go collect child support. Child support was for the children, not for mommy to go get pretty or daddy to go get pretty. So, anytime the dad is doing more for himself than teaching his son, God is not with you. Same thing for the woman who's not teaching her daughter how to be a woman instead of a female or some cute bitch. God's not with you. If you are transsexual, male or female, or bisexual, male or female, you separate yourself from being with your father, or you separate yourself from being with your mother. So God is definitely not with you. We ain't said nothing about your sexual actions or deeds, let alone thoughts. We ain't got that far. I'm not gonna harp on something mediocre or something as a fucking fashion show. I ain't gonna do it. Even because the Passover instead of that, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna mention that. But I will say this about that situation about the Passover. And bro made a good point. Now I never forgot it, but I live it court. I live it like it's every day. The death angel is here. When the coronavirus came, the death angel was here, and the death angel was doing his Passover already. The death angel had already did his Passover already. The term requires a different definition on each personal level. So when you say God, on how personal is it? Because Yahweh is not a personal God. He don't deal with personalisms. And if you look at the mind of Yahweh, what he did before we get further down. Well, let me finish reading this. Don't take my word for it, please don't. You'll see it in the word of the Most High itself. It'll jump out on you. The term requires a different definition on each personal level of a deity function. and must be still further redefined within each of these levels, as this term may be used to designate the diverse, coordinate, and subordinate personalizations of deity. For example, the Paradise Creator Sons, the local universe fathers. Okay? The term God, as we make use of it, may be understood by designation as God the Father, by context as when used in the discussion of someone deity level association, when in doubt as to exact interpretation of the word God, comma, it would be advisable to refer to the person of the universal Father. So, universal Father, not God. It said it's advisable to use universal Father. Why? Because uni is one and verse is what? Elijah, breath. Universal Father, one. Breath, one spiritual Father. Who? Yahweh, the breathing, living, universal Father. And if we use the word God, that would be a personal interpretation. The universal Father is my God. The universal Father is the God of Abraham. The deity may or may not refer to divinity personalities. The word God is used in these papers with the following meanings: God the Father, Creator, Controller, and Upholder. The universal Father, the first person of deity. Now to get into this, okay, I see what they're doing. Now, catch this real tight. Alright? Remember, the Father is a universal Father. One verse, one breath, one life. Through that breath, the Creator, Controller, the Upholder, right? He is the Father of God the Sons, plural. God the Father of the Sons, plural. Because now they personalized it. They gave it a gender. Father, Son. See how the Spirit comes down to a personalism? To a, what they say, super personalism? To personalism to pre-personalism. So the pre-personalism is in the God the Father, God the Son, and the personalism is what? God the Spirit. And then they have God the Supreme. Now, this is not Father Spirit, the universal, where they said what? It would be advised to say universal Father. So now this is a breakdown of the attributes and the creating of the tools, God the Father, Creator, coordinates. So this is what we're bringing down to the earth. My Father, I'm His Son. The Spirit of that came from the universal Father comes one, and we become supreme. This is how you become supreme. Alright? So in this supreme mathematics, the actualizing or evolving God of time and space. This is where we become the God supreme when we're what? With the spirit of Elijah. When we're doing what? Statutes, remembering the judgments. And then we're using God's name, i.e. universal Father, righteousness, the Son of righteousness, S-U-N, or according to this, the S-O-N, the coordinate creator, the spirit controller, and the spiritual administrator, the eternal Son, the second person of the deity, right? That S-U-N, that S-O-N, clothes you with righteousness, will you be able to trample what? All wickedness. You're able to trample all wickedness. But that shouldn't be a problem here. That shouldn't be a problem here. There's no problem here. Let's go on. Now that was just a second page of 4. Alright, what's this at? That's 4. I'm trying to get to a point real quick. Alright. Now check this out. This is what they do. Now remember they said, my name, I am. Now you have to understand, somebody writes these Bibles. You all have to understand that somebody's translating these things, and they have to do a college or some type of clergy connection for you to buy this gospel and these word spells. And there's been a lot of arguments about Urantia book, about it being plagiarized or this and that. But it's making a lot of sense because they had to have an original book before they can actually start printing out the rest of the books. And I believe Urantia, or rant, or to talk, gives us how they created the Holy Trinity and the great I am concept. Because it says this in verse 23, first chapter, after the foreword. The concept of the I am is a philosophic concession which we make to the time bound. Hear that what he said? Which we make. Space fettered mean chained. Finite mind of man mean what? Limits. To the impossibility of creature comprehension of eternity existence, non-beginning, non-ending realities and relationships. To the time-space creature, all things must have a beginning, save only the one uncaused. Okay? The primal cause of causes. Therefore, do we conceptualize this philosophic value level as the I am. At the same time instructing all creatures that the eternal Son and the infinite Spirit are co-eternal with the I am. In other words, that there never was a time when the I am was not the Father of the Son and with him of the Spirit. Okay? So, they've separated I am, which is technically 9 a.m., 9 in the morning, because that's when Jesus got crucified. No, matter of fact, they hung his ass on the cross at 9. And he died at 3. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 6. Took him 6 hours. He was up there at 9 o'clock, got judged. It took him 6 hours by the 6 elders. The 10 o'clock elder, 11 o'clock, 12, 1, 2, and 3 o'clock elder when he died at 3. And so the Father, Son, and what? Of the Spirit. Why? Because he said what? Eloi, Eloi, why have thou forsaken me? So the Spirit and the Son and that Father was not connected to the Elijah. Why we know? Because Jesus himself said in red letter, I come to do what? Separate the family with the sword. So that's why God was not with him. And that's why that Trinity is collapsed. That's why the Trinity is no good. That's why the Trinity will be a failure then, It will be a failure now, and it will be a failure in the future. The infinite is used to donate the fullness. So Jesus wasn't infinite, was he? Because he said, "Why have you forsaken me?" So he wasn't filled with the Holy Spirit. The finality implied by the primacy of the first source and center. The theoretical I am is a creature philosophic extension of the infinity of will. But the infinite is an actual value level representing the eternal intentions of the true infinity of the absolute and unfettered free will of the universal Father. So, unfettered free will of the universal Father. So why would Jesus sit on the cross from 9 o'clock till 3 or whatever the fuck he died, talking about, "God, where you at?" That doesn't make sense. When here it says literally unfettered free will of the universal Father. If it was y'all's will, you wouldn't have had to die on the cross. Because why? I'm a God of life. I'm a God of life. I'm not a God of luxury. Even though my gifts are luxurious. I'm not a God of fanfare. Even though my works are enlightening. I'm not a God of fashion. But though I fashioned the earth and the heavens and the birds, their beauty. Where we at? Infinite use to denote the fullness, the finality implies the primacy of the first source and center. Theology, I got that already. Much confusion of all orders of beings, high and low, in their effort to discover the Father infinite, is inherent in their limitations of comprehension. The absolute primacy of the universal Father is not apparent or sub-infinite levels. Therefore, it is probable that only the eternal Son and infinite spirits truly know the Father as infinity. To all other personalities, such as concept, represents the exercise of faith. So the Father, Son is a characteristic. It is an attribute that's handed down to us as what? Man, son. Net, male, female, male, female, male, female, male, female, male, female. No. Father, son. Mother, daughter. Not this other shit. Not this other shit. Not this other shit. Father, infinite. How are you going to change your dick to pussy, man? Infinite. I don't understand this bullshit, man. Eternal Son. How the fuck an eternal Son going to change his nature to a fucking female, man? There's nowhere written to this shit, man. Nowhere written to this shit, man. And yes, you can quote me on it. Men in fashion shows or borderline bisexual. No man walks down there doing this shit. Nah. That's why if you notice, you don't see too many pictures of any ancient Hebrews for real, for real. We say, what about now? You say, well, they didn't have Samsung Galaxy then. Because now we want to see who's talking shit now. Now we're going to look at who hate God. That's why we need these pictures now. We literally get to see shit. It's in the ethers. It's in the Bluetooth. It's in the Earth's genetic code. It's in the Earth's magnetic field. And they're using this to judge you in front of God. Remember who told you? Who told you? I told y'all this before some years ago. I said every cam on the planet is to tell on you in front of God. That's where everything's recorded. Folks say, aren't you worried about somebody getting you information and ain't you worried about this and da-da-da? Nope. Most I knows everything. One. Two, that's why we have these cell phones, computers, and you can ride on these videos all day. Because you listen to a motherfucker long enough, you'll be like, you fucking with him, or her, or them. Let's try to find something and end this up real quick. Alright. Okay, here we go. This right here should hit home the point that I was trying to bring. Alright. Oh yeah. And something y'all should hear. Energy, alright. This is what the Hebrew camps and all these religions are doing to you. Every single one. Alright, this is why this book called WHERETHE is so controversial. Because this book, this book, right? A lot of people hate this book. It's because they give you the game. They give you the game on how to control people's energy. They picked up on how humanity got spoiled in the first place, and they repackaged it. And I don't have much time to show you right now, but I tell you the book. It's URANTIA, WHERETHE. You get that free on PDF. Alright, you get it free on PDF. Okay, that's the wrong one here. Alright, energy. We use as an all-inclusive term applied to spiritual, mindal, and material realms. Force is also thus broadly used. Force, okay? So we say, well, I'm not going to force my will on you. Just your presence being around is a force to be reckoned with. Now, if you use some force unneeded, then you get a response unneeded. That's just the way that works. Power is ordinarily limited to the designation of the electrical level of the material, which is you, or the linear gravity responsive matter in the grand universe, which is the you in a certain setting. Power is also employed to the designated permission to use accepted definitions of force, energy, and power. What did I say? We cannot follow your generally accepted definitions of force. See? You would call me weird if I said that. Energy. You call me stupid. Power. We cannot follow your generally accepted definitions. We cannot follow your general accepted definitions. There is such paucity of language that we must assign multiple meanings to these terms. That's why I always told you about the language. That's why we always mention language to you guys. Language. If you change the language, you change the meaning and the power of that what got you under the spell. If your master teacher was a master teacher, he would have shared that with you and showed you how to do it. Oh, what happened? Okay, here we go. Shit skipped for some reason. Physical energy is a term denoting all phases of forms of phenomenal motion, action, and potential. In discussing physical energy manifestations, we generally use the term cosmic force. Alright? Emergent energy and universal power. These are often employed as follows. Now, when you use these words, they have a different power, they have a different meaning, they have a different connotation to them. Don't use them the way generally used. You can't use them. Why? It keeps skipping. I'm not even. Okay, here we go. Why keep skipping? What the fuck? Alright. I'm getting pissed off because it's like. It's doing shit it's never did before. Okay. Damn. Cosmic force embraces all energy deriving from the universal, quantified absolute, but which are as yet unresponsive to Pardise gravity. So, unqualified absolute. Cosmic force embraces all energies deriving from unqualified, meaning things that are not forethought but desired. Because it's absolute. This is what's in your heart, this is what you desire, it's absolute. But which are as yet unresponsive to Pardise gravity, meaning it's not going to manifest in this. Oh man, this is crazy, man. And look, let's see we're going, let's see we're moving by itself. Try something else. Alright, here we go. I'll try this way. I did it again. Emergent energy embraces those energies which are responsive to Pardise gravity, but are yet unresponsive to local linear gravity. This is pre-electronic level of energy matter. 3. Universal power includes all forms of energy which, while still responding to Pardise gravity, are directly responsive to linear gravity. This is the electric level of energy matter and all subsequent evaluations thereof. Alright, so we're talking about the energy, gravity, Pardise. That's what we call this, from paradise to a pair of dice. Stop gambling with this shit. That's why it's called paradise to paradise. I mean, from paradise to a pair of dice. Because you're gambling with your souls right now. Mind is a phenomenal connoting the presence activity of living ministry in addition to varied energy systems. So in the mind, there is a ministry, an activity of living ministry in addition to varied energy systems. And this is true on all levels of intelligence. Personality, mind ever intervenes between spirit and matter. Therefore, the universe illuminated by the three kinds of light. Material light, flesh. Intellectual light, mind. Spiritual luminosity, bringing your brother and your father together. Bringing your sister and your mother together. Bringing the family together. That is your spirit luminosity, i.e. your Elijah coming. Your outpouring of the spirit. Light. Spirit luminosity is a word symbol. A figure of speech which connotes the personality manifestation characteristic of spirit beings of diverse orders. Thus, luminous emanation is in no respect related either to intellectual insight or physical manifestation. See? What we tell you? It's not about, I'm not smart. And I'm not physical. That's one of the two things I'm very, very liking it. But that spiritual thing, I'm cool. It makes up for the lacking of the intelligence, and it makes up for the lacking of what? The physical light manifestations. That's why you don't. That's why we wrote this thing called "I don't need your money, 'cause we got a what? A rich talk." We don't need your money 'cause we got a rich walk. We don't need your money 'cause we own rich blocks. So what you talking about? Pattern can be projected as material. A pattern can be projected as spiritual. A pattern can be projected as mindal, or any combination of these energies. It can pervade personalities, identities, entities, or non-living matter. But pattern is pattern and remains pattern. Only copies or multiply. So there's a pattern with so-called black men and black women born against the Most High. How I know? Because the pattern may configure energy, but does not control it. Gravity is the sole control of energy matter. Neither space nor pattern are gravity responsive. But there is no relationship between space and pattern. Space is neither pattern nor potential pattern. And pattern is a configuration of reality which has already paid all gravity debt, if you get that picture. The reality of any pattern consists of its energies, its mind, spirit, or material components. We're going to leave that right there. Matter of fact, I'm just going to save that right there for later on. We're going to save that there for later on. Drop something on here real quick. We're going to leave that there for later on. Shit right there. Let's just put that in the background for a minute. And you know, I should to marinate on this for a minute. Just marinate. If you've been following, you've been listening, if any of y'all have checked out the page or not. What I do know is this: I've been noticing Facebook ain't been showing the views. We've been knowing YouTube ain't been showing the true views, which is cool. Because what they don't know is really doing us a favor. We know we know this information is very attractive. We know that what we've been sharing with y'all guys has been factual. Y'all been researching. I know that's for certain. We do know, that if there was any issues with this information, y'all would have been said something. Because I've been watching how certain quote-unquote Hebrews been going in on motherfuckers' pages. You know, y'all been going in on folks, man. They've been going in on them, Twitter. You know what I mean? They've been going in on them. So Twitter, we've been on with you for a little too long. Facebook, we just got with them. You guys, tag, we've been through it for a minute. Here's the message. Alright, here's the message behind this live feed. Alright, behind this radio feed too. Before there was a New Testament, if you look at it logically, Yahweh said, before I come, I want you to use your breath of life to bring the Father and Son back together. If you're not doing that, your prayers, all your sacrifices is for nothing. You can gay bash, you can color bash, you can religion bash, you can money bash, you can bash Matter of fact, the more you bash your fellow man and your fellow woman, the worse your punishment is when it comes to that great day of judgment. You know what I mean? That's the nutshell. Here's the difference between. Matter of fact, let me get this up here. This is. I want to read this. I gotta read this. I got to ask this. Jesus comes with a sword. Jesus comes to separate the family. Okay. Here's the great deception. Go to Luke chapter 12, verse 49, verse 56, and we're going to close it with this. I couldn't let you go like this, Twitter. I couldn't let you go like this, Facebook. I couldn't let you go like this, tag. Otherwise, I would not be your brother's keeper. I would not be your sister's keeper. I would not be Hosea Omar if I did not share this with you. Alright? Let's get back to Malachi. Let's read the Malachi again. Malachi chapter 4. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm going to compare these two verses. Now, Malachi chapter 4 versus Luke chapter 12. Malachi chapter 4 versus Luke chapter 12. Who are you going to believe? The prophet or Luke? Alright, here's the question. Who are you going to believe, man? Here's your day of reckoning right here. For all you Christians and all you Muslims. All you Islamists and all you religious folk. Here's the crossroads right here. We're laying it right here. Bang. Right here. Most High, y'all, let it be your divine will, and you define this moment right here. Father, this is part of your divine will. It was part of your purpose this day for me and for us. Let it be known today, throughout this day, and many days to come. Those that are watching, those that are paying attention. Let it be this day, if it's according to your divine will, let it be manifested. If it's not according to your will, please let me not make another video. I don't want to make another video. If this is not the Most High's will, what He wants us to do. I don't want to make another video. I want to get rid of all this shit. I don't want to make no more phone calls. I don't want to do none of this shit no more. I mean that. I don't want to do none of this shit no more. I make no more videos. I ain't doing no more rapping. We ain't doing no retweet. We done. If this is not what the Most High wants for us to do, opposed to this other shit that you black African Americans is teaching, for over 500 years, for over 2,000 years. The same shit you black people have been teaching for over 2,000 years. You black people did this. Malachi, the last page before you learn this. God had never changed his words because this nigga was born. God has never said nothing because some motherfucker put a New Testament in there. So this is for you Old Testament, and this is for you New Testament. And this is the fiber that puts it together. This is the thing that binds it together. Why? It's irrelevant whether it's the Old or New Testament. It's a fucking book. And there's something in there that needs to be told about it. And there's some orders in there y'all ain't doing. Well, I'm the New Testament, I'm the Old Testament. You're arguing about the book that's telling you I'm condemning both of you. I'm condemning you in the Old, and I'm condemning you in the New. And then in the last page it says there's still more shit to write. Y'all didn't read that last page, did y'all? Those pages is blank for the next prophecies to come. Alright, Wiz, gotta shut you up for a minute. Praise y'all. I ain't even touch it. To be honest with you, I ain't even touch it. We're gonna do this again. We'll repeat this again. Listen what do God say. Listen to what God says. Alright? And he's mentioning a prophet to another prophet. He's mentioned a prophet to another prophet. Alright? I will send. I will send. I will send. He's talking to the prophet Malachi. Malachi, I will send the prophet Elijah. You talking about God's a liar? You saying the Most High Yah's a liar? Or you saying the Most High Yah's a liar? Or anybody saying that he's a liar? If so, let's stand up and say, hey, Father, or God, you're a liar. You ain't da-da-da. Let's just say, let's keep it 1,000. Wow. Let's keep it pushing so we end this up. Actually, we're really doing good. Because normally we had, what, 3 hours and 30 minutes. We had 2. See? Eyes. See? Eyes. There's a word called OC. Means salvation. Salvation, or see? I will send the prophet Elijah to you, nigga. To you, nigga. Before that great and dreadful day of Yah comes. The breath, his spirit comes. He's fucking you up. He's coming in like, what's up? Where's mine's at, nigga? Where's my paper at now? You give everybody else their paper. Where's my shit at? And I ain't talking about no paper, nigga. I'm talking about that everlasting value called the gift of life. Where's my shit? Hear what he said again. Hear what he says again. This is to all the world, all the nations. See, I will send to you, niggas, before that great and dreadful day of Yah comes. He said nothing about no Jesus, no Muhammad, no other nigga, nothing. Yah himself is going to do this with his spirit, breath, and like Kansas, he's going to blow your ass up off this bitch. And this is what he says. I will send the prophet Elijah, verse 6. The prophet Elijah He will turn the hearts of the parents to their children. He will turn the hearts of the parents to their children and the hearts of the children to their parents. Or else, nigga, black man, white man, whatever the fuck you want to be, whatever camp you want to be, whatever religion you want to claim, yeah, keep playing, niggas. Or else I will come and strike the land with total destruction. America, you fucked. America, you fucked. Black man and black woman, you're fucked. Because you're the only people on the planet who fits every last one of those. I tell you why? Because of this right here. Now, let's listen to the devil. His version. The black devil's version. The black Gentile version. Remember, there was more blacks on the planet than there was pale skins. So, we'll go with the majority. Not forsaking the minority. Because together, the majority and minority, or the three quarter of the planet is going to die. I have come set the world on fire. Hold up. Where have I heard that at first? This is what Jesus said. I've come to set the world on fire. What did God say? Surely the day is coming, it will burn like a furnace. Jesus, I have come to set the world on fire. Hold up. Surely the day is coming. Surely the day is coming, right? That the what? It will burn like a furnace. Check this out. And all the arrogant and every evildoer will be stubble, and the day that is coming will set them on fire, says the Lord. Next, here comes Jesus. I have come to set the world on fire, and I wish you were already burning. I have a terrible baptism of suffering ahead of me, and I am under a heavy burden until it is accomplished. Oh, that's a different meaning, Jesus. Fam, come on, man. That's a different meaning, Jesus. He says, I've come to set the world on fire, and I wish it was burning already. Why? Because I got a fucking baptism I don't want to fucking do. You know why? Because I ain't come to save you bitches. I don't know who told you that I was here to party with you motherfuckers. I don't like you. I don't fuck with you. I wish you was on fire already. I'm under a heavy burden until this comes is accomplished. I'm fucked up. Do you think I've come to bring peace to the earth, nigga? You think we cool, nigga? Motherfucker, you think we cool? I don't fuck with you. No, I've come to divide people against each other, motherfucker. From now on, families will be split apart. 3 in favor of me, 2 against, or 2 in favor of thee against. Come on, man. Come on, what this say? What did Elijah say? I will send the prophet Elijah, not prophet Jesus. I'll send the prophet Elijah, not prophet Jesus. See, because, look, I will come and strike the land with destruction. Uh-oh. He sent Jesus to destroy you motherfuckers. Uh-oh! Jesus is not your Lord and Savior. He comes to condemn you. Jesus comes to condemn you. He comes to condemn. Damn. Okay, y'all didn't get it. Wow. I don't think they got the memo, Pop. I don't think the niggas got the memo. Somebody fucked up. I told you You rock with me rock with us long enough, your life gonna change. Your life gonna change. I warned you, you thought it was a game. You thought it was a game. Now you gotta change. Now you gotta change because you thought it was a game. See, now you know. Now you can't say you didn't know. You can't say you didn't know. Whoever's 10 on there and whoever's been listening, you fucked. Who's ever been watching, following on the low, now you fucked. Because now you know better now. Now you get to tell the people that in Malachi chapter 4, God said, come as family. But since you're a Christian, a Hebrew Christian, a Hebrew black Christian, a Moorish American with Jesus on your mind, or Nation of Islam with Isa in your Quran, or if you're Arabian preaching Kabbalah Isa, then we all know that the family is all here. These are the ones that's going to be fire, woo, and stubble. Those are the fire and stubble. Look at them. They got the Jesus piece, get the big crosses on them, stubble. They got the star and the crescent, stubble. What else they got? The double cross, stubble. They got the lion in Judah with the cross on his shoulder for the Rastas, representing what's his name? What's that man's name? Selassie. What else they got? Oh, we get the Ankh. That separates the family. Nigga, if you ain't red, black, and green, nigga, you ain't black. Separate the family. Boom. Nigga, if you ain't with the house of Judah, nigga, and you with Issachar, you ain't this. Separation. Bye bye. Oh, if you don't live in America and you from China, and bye bye. Ooh, there's a lot of bye-byes going on today. Oh my gosh. How many people are going to die with this falsehood on their heart? And how many people are living today that get to stand up to God for lying and slandering and misleading people straight to hell with Jesus? I have come to set the world on fire. He didn't say the planet. I don't know if y'all noticed that. You notice he didn't say the planet. He said the world. And if the world you live in is materialistic, like we read in your inertia, if your world is based off of personalism, he said, I wish it were already burning. I have a terrible baptism of suffering ahead of me. And I am under a heavy burden until it is accomplished. Let's go to verse 53. This is the total opposite. The total opposite. Hold up, man. I got to post this shit. I'm going to say I can post this. I can post this shit. Hold up. Let me see if I can post this shit. I'm going to try posting side by side. Because people are not as smart as you really think they would be. And I'm the first one to admit that I'm not that smart. But some folks, okay, here we go. I can't get the whole thing. But we'll do this. Alright. Okay, well that's enough right there. And then we'll take this side by side of what did Jesus say. And I believe if I send this, I pray that this wakes up one motherfucking person. Goddamn one person. If we could just get one, that would be awesome. Okay. Jesus cause of a division? Okay, here we go. Screenshot. Nope, wrong one. Let's see. There you go, screen capture. Alrighty. We're going to start from here. Yeah. Boom. There we go. Capture. Bang. Got it. Alright. That's going to be the topic for the day. When I get on Facebook, I might get on my cell phone, get off this video. And we're going to hammer that shit in today. Matter of fact, we're going to hammer that shit in all week. Because y'all get this shit. So, surely the day is coming. It will burn. Yo, check it out. He said this. Surely the day is coming. What happened? I have come to set the world on fire. So that day came when Jesus came. He said it will burn like a furnace. What did Jesus say? And I wish it was already burning. All the arrogant and every evildoer will be stubble, and the day is coming will set them on fire. I have a terrible baptism of suffering ahead of me. I am under a heavy burden until it is accomplished. Get what accomplished? That what? All the arrogant and every evildoer will be stubble, and the day is coming and will set them on fire. What did Jesus say? I have a terrible baptism of suffering ahead of me. Why? Because the great terrible day is coming of fire. And I'm under a heavy burden. Why? Because it will burn like a furnace. Arrogance, evildoers. I don't know. Why? How? And I'm under a heavy burden until it is what? Accomplished. It's accomplished. You are on fire already. And don't know it. If you look at this movie called Japan. It's called Drilling a Hole in Your Forehead. And this guy drilled a hole in his forehead, and he seen a lady contort. One guy was like a robot and shit, and come to find out that he could see their inner deficiencies. He could see their spiritual hang-ups. Things that kept them angry, things that kept them whatever. He could see it. So without putting a hole in my head, I can see thousands upon thousands of people walking into the fire and being burnt. And now I'm getting a picture of all of you on fire already. And why would I say all of you is on fire already? It's because I told the Most High, I said, Father Yah, and I mean this shit right now. I mean this shit right now. I don't want to wait to die and get burnt the fuck up. Come on, purify me. It's too late. It's too late. Falling in love. Damn. I ain't got quarter weed, man. I ain't got no tree. Cause when I get these pictures, man, I get high anxiety and like stressed. Cause I'm really looking at everybody on fire now. Everybody get the blood of Jesus is going to hell. Everybody come on, Muhammad the last prophet, going to hell. You go to Ramadan this year, you're going to hell. You're going to hell, man. Isa, Jesus, is in the Quran. You're going to hell. Isa is in runes, magic, which is a magic word. Isa, like God, is a symbol. Depending on its personal use. So, like a drug addict. My drug is my God according to my personal use. So you on drugs. You on drugs, man. So the next time you see a drug addict, and you go, oh, look at he on drugs, you might want to look at your religion first. At least the drug addict is not going to hell for worshiping some shit. But you, hypocrites. You hypocrites who say, I'm not addicted to nothing of this, and I'm not that. I got Jesus. Turn that shit off my face. I got Jesus. I got my old-time religion. And me and you ain't got to be brothers and sisters. Me and you ain't got to be kinfolk. As long as I get my fringes, my Quran, my Bible, as long as I can go to wear my Arabic scarves, as long as I get up a nice podium that I got right here and say, hey, all of you are on fire right now, and I could tell you how to douse your ass off, get your ass off the fire, but no, I look good with you in the fire. Because really, I'm at a podium, and I'm looking at it. I'm literally at a podium, looking at a big screen called a teleport, and I'm talking to a few people. Because I notice when you watch TV, not that many people be on here. And not that many people is interested unless I put something in the background, you'll hear somebody applause. If I change this whole green screen and played it like I was at a desk and had some cue cards and you heard some people applause, you would believe it was a studio show. You would believe it was a real show. And you would tell more people about it. Why? Because I've deceived you. Because I've deceived you. I've deceived you. And so out of that deception, that fantasy of, ooh, he's really getting bigger, I might jump on too. But meanwhile, it was a lie. I, for one, Jose Omar, and we at DrDelicious.com and HappyHustle.net do not do that. We do not support that. We ain't with that fuck shit. That's true fuck shit, people. That's true fuck shit. We're not with that. We don't do that. We give it to you one funky. One funky. And this don't mean coke. This don't mean dope. This means one funky. One pinky swear. Funky. Like the DOC, is it funky enough? So the doctor is in. Come to make the house call, man. I was kind of bugged out this past couple days. I was like, damn, I ain't got nothing to share with the people, Father. What you want me to say, man? Like, you know, I got to run my mouth. I got to say something. Shit. So bam. Here we are. Here we are. Not a root or a branch will be left to them. Why? Because, do you think I have come to bring peace to the earth? Because not a root or a branch will be left of them. When who? Jesus, Satan, the accuser, takes all of you Christians and all of you religious folks and say, here you go, Father. I told you there would be a lot of ones that would not listen or follow you. and I'm handing them over to you. And you're going to say, very good, very good job you done, my son. Come on up here and thank you for your hard work. That's the story, niggas. You thinking Satan is this... Let me give y'all 100, right? Let me give y'all 100. Some of you must not be fathers. Some of you must not be fathers or haven't been a father. So, father will be divided against son. That's why me and my dad can't even get together right now because of Jesus Christ. Facts. I'm not saying anything bad or good about my father. My dad is a wonderful man from when I was with him as a man and not a Christian. I remember my dad as a man, not a Christian black man or African American black man and all this other stuff that they taught him. And so I'm watching him teach my little brother this. And so now my dad and my little brother, which I only got one little brother left, I can't see him because of what? The father will be divided against the son and the son against the father. So me and my dad is divided right now. Facts. Me and my dad is divided right now because of Jesus. He drank the blood and he eats the bread of Jesus, and that separates him and myself. That separates him and myself. Do I hate him? No. But I'm hurt because he took my little brother with him to hell. He took my little sister with him to hell, got to believe in this Jesus shit. And so now the mother against the daughter against the mother. So it makes sense that now, when I watched Nicki Minaj's small interview, how she said that she had to go to the strip club. Why? Because she lived with some nigga who was beating the fuck out of her, and she needed some money, and stripping was all she had. You know what I mean? I wish I could meet Nicki Minaj. I really would. I'd give her a hug. I'd give her a bro. I would give her a real bro code hug for the simple fact that she took hell and made that motherfucker work. Now she ain't got to worry about it. But once again, Jesus turned to the crowd and said, when you see the clouds beginning to form in the west, you say, here comes the shower, and you are right. And when the south wind blows, you say, today will be a scorcher, and it is. You fools, you know how to interpret the weather signs of the earth and sky, but you don't know how to interpret the present times. What is the present time? You can call the wind, you can look on your phone, you can, what? Assume that you're on your way to somebody's house. But your Jesus called you a fool. You don't know how to interpret the present time. You interpret everything else. You interpret everything else. Why you misinterpreting me? That ain't what I said. You interpret the next fashion. You interpret the smack of black on black crime, domestic violence. You interpret that, oh, Jada Pinkett this. You interpret that your favorite black artist is that. You interpret this and you interpret that. You interpret how much money you're going to get. You interpret the Bitcoin's going to blow up. You interpret the next hot rapper. You fools. You ignoramuses. You black motherfuckers. You dry bones. You dead, aborted motherfuckers. You fools. You don't know how to interpret the present times. Didn't I just tell you I've come to set the world on fire. You're on fire, Israel. You sent your children to the fiery flames. Meshach, Bendigo, and all that, we're all in that fire right now. Every last one of us. And for myself, after reading this with you guys, I'm so happy that I have the Ten Commandments written on the tablets of my heart, the laws and the statutes, and I remember them judgments. And like I tell folks, the most I broke my motherfucker, let a person break my jaw, man, to get my attention. Broke all, look, true shit. I'm gonna tell you true shit, man. True shit. This is why I'm so animate about when I share with you guys what's going on. This is why I'm so fucking animate. I'm so fucking animate about this. Stop playing. I'm telling you what happened to me. I know if it happened to me and I'm still alive to tell you about it, I can imagine what's going to happen to you when you go to fuck to hell. Me being disobedient. I got my ribs, all my organs right here. On your left side of your body, all your organs on your left side. I don't know if you know this. That's why you protect your left side and you fight with your right. That's why people say if you're left-handed, you're subject to get hurt because why your organs is exposed. So that's why we sit back and archer because we're not exposed. For you right-handed people, we protect you. Left-handers will protect us. Why? Because we can't fight with our left hand because our organs is exposed. So we use weapons by nature, our accuracy, to protect our brothers in battle. That's the logic and the science behind that. But my shit got punctured all my left side, man. Being disobedient, man. Then when after I healed up 3 days later, I still went back out there and just was half-assed doing what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? But then I said, you know what? I mean, my organs my shit being crushed, right? I mean, he that. Like I said, my ribs, I had internal bleeding. When I just thrown into the pole in the wall, I got all my shit crushed inside and moved, literally. There was nothing that you could see outside unless you seen the action. But on the inside, my bones stuck me in my kidneys, stuck me in my lungs, and jabbed me in my bowels. So I had 3 holes and broken ribs punctured into my lung, bowels, and spleen, and everything. It's just fucked up. So I took that and I left, man. I had to go find myself, like, man, fuck this. But yet, I'm back. I guess I got complacent, comfortable. Most I told me 3 times, mind your business. Didn't, got my jaw broke. And I'm noticing a pattern when I hear that voice of the Most High, not of the homunculus, but of the Most High. When I ignore him, I get the blues. So I'm done with that. I'm done getting the blues. But that concludes our episode 5 of From Paradise to a Pair of Dice. And now you know why this is called Paradise to a Pair of Dice. Alright, now you know why. You can save your family members, you can save your soul first by letting them know and share with them. It's something real simple. Malachi chapter 5. The Most High talks to the prophet concerning another prophet. And in this conversation, there is no Jesus mentioned. There is no Joshua mentioned. There is no Yehoshua mentioned. There's none of that mentioned. Only that's mentioned is the breath and the word of God. And before it could be a word, there had to be salvation prior to speaking of it. So you got Elijah, salvation, and then you got the living word to come. The living breath, rather. Not the living word, but the living breath. Because the word told you, I have come to do what? We close out. Jesus, Luke chapter 12. Get it? Luke chapter 12, verse 49 to 56. I have come to set the world on fire. Malachi says, I will send the spirit of Elijah in those times. So surely there's coming, it will burn the arrogant and evildoer. So Jesus comes to do what? Set the world on fire. What? The world of what? Evildoers, and that's this, that, and the third. And he said, I wish it was burning already. Alright? And so this baptism of water is really not baptism of water, but of fire. So you've been baptized in fire thinking that it's water. Remember, this world is an illusion. So next time, this is Kim Fogomore Hosea. Contact us anytime, day or night. Send us a text, email, whatever, hosea.omar@definition.com. Or you call us at area code 412-361-3109. Leave a message, whatever. You want to conversate or have any questions or need access to any books or confirmations, feel free to hit us up. Because so far until now, glory be to the Most High, that we haven't had any rebuttals concerning this information what we've been sharing and teaching our brothers and sisters for the past 20 years. Alright? So, we shining out. Take care of each other. And may the Most High keep y'all safe. Heavenly Father, we ask you to protect us as we go to and fro our situations. We ask you to protect us as we go to and fro our destination. We ask that you would guide us through our situation. We ask that you would help us to enlighten our spiritual senses as well as our earthly senses. We ask that you would confirm this video according to your divine will. By the power of the Holy Spirit I come, and to the prophets before me, after me, I say thank you. Selah. Still on? Oh, I thought that was alright. And that